Good Thursday evening, everyone. It's the February 25th edition of Weather for Weather Geeks. I just went out for a little post-6 o'clock dinner, and it is slippery on sidewalks and in the parking lots and on some side streets as well. Main roads, just fine. No problems at all on any of the major roads I was on, but certainly there are some slick areas out there, so be a little bit cautious. This time-lapse video from our camera at the traffic circle in Columbiana starts at noon and runs until about 6:30 or so this evening. You can see everything wet for a lot of the afternoon. Then temperatures dropped, as we expected, towards sunset. The snow picked up, and you started to see some accumulation, particularly in areas where the cars weren't driving. So sidewalks and on kind of the sides of the streets, we started to get a little bit slick out there by the end of the afternoon today. This time-lapse video is from my camera at home in Boardman, courtesy of Bloom Sky. They've got some great new equipment, and some snow melting on the camera lens there for a lot of the afternoon. Temperatures around 32, 33, and then temperatures start to drop, you notice, as we head towards sunset, and I had a little dusting on the grass at my house. But my driveway was very slick at dinner today. All right, taking a look at Storm Tracker 21 at 7:46 p.m. It's not doing much at all anymore, and, you know, for the most part, this snow event was kind of a non-event in the grand scheme of things. We were a little overdone with our forecast, but not as overdone as some others. That's certainly the case. You know, we called for a slushy coating to 1 inch or 2 in a lot of places. We allowed for up to 3 or so in the northern part of our viewing area, and there might still be that in the lake effect prone areas later on tonight, but boy, for the most part, this is a dusting to a 1/2 inch at most. Only a couple of reports called into the Weather Service, and these are out of our viewing area. About 2 inches in Ravenna, 2.4 over towards Greene over in Summit County. So not a whole lot of other official reports, although the airport did officially record somehow 1.2 inches worth of snow this afternoon. I was looking at some webcams around that area, and I'm not sure how they picked up 1.2 inches of snow there, but, you know, what do I know? Anyway, as we head through the overnight, we're going to watch some lake effect try to develop. There's going to be a streamer that has a Lake Huron connection, goes across Lake Erie, and this is most likely to wobble around northwest PA. Erie County, Crawford County, down into maybe parts of Mercer County as well. And where this wiggles around, it can certainly lead to some accumulating snow overnight. So, you know, over towards Sandy Lake, you might still end up with 3 or 4 inches of snow before the night is through. But that's the exception, not the rule. Most of us won't see any or very little accumulation from here on out. Our Friday is going to be a cloudy, cold day, although we might see some last-minute sunshine trying to work in the afternoon. Brisk winds as well. We'll stay in the 20s tomorrow. But then warm front pushes through, and boy, is this a different air mass coming in for the weekend. We're talking probably mid-40s on Saturday, and then off to the races on Sunday with a strong southwesterly flow here on the north side of high pressure ahead of this cold front. You know, we're talking about mid-50s Sunday. 56, 57 is certainly attainable Sunday afternoon, and the sun will be out too. So great weekend once again to walk the dog, wash the car, whatever you want to do. Our next weather maker then is late Sunday night and first thing Monday morning. This can produce rain and a snow shower in a few spots very late Sunday night and early Monday. Then that gets out of our way by lunchtime at the latest on Monday. Midweek looks kind of interesting. This is the European ensemble showing the various locations of low pressure that the ensemble is pointing at this point. But anyway, as you can see, there's a decent spread here, but the general idea is there's probably going to be a low that cruises through the Buckeye State, or at least in our vicinity, Tuesday night into Wednesday, and depending on where this decides to track, we could see kind of a variety of precipitation. If it goes south, we could have a mix. If it cuts to the west, like this last one, it could be rain followed by some snow shower, something like that. A lot of details we don't know yet. This is a ways out, but that's kind of the next interesting thing on the modeling for Tuesday night and heading into Wednesday of next week. As far as the longer range, here's a new graphic for you. 10-day temperature trend. Of course, the orange bars that go up, above average. Blue bars going down, below average. And average is the line that runs through the middle right here. So tomorrow's well below average, and then by Sunday we're well above average. Take a little step back on Monday, closer to average, but I think Tuesday, ahead of that next system, it does warm up. We might even touch 50 on Tuesday. And behind that, it is likely to turn cooler than average by some degree towards the end of next week. Now, of course, we're into March next week, and average highs are up to about 40 or so. So a few degrees below average is still in the mid-30s, not exactly frigid. But it does look a little chillier during the second half of next week as compared to the first half. Beyond that, I'm showing somewhat above average temperatures for next weekend, but confidence is low on that. It could be a real back-and-forth pattern for the first half of March. Second half of March may end up being more consistently warm, as you would expect, no duh, as we go deeper into March. It tends to be a little bit warmer, but I do think that we'll see more above-average days during the second half of March as compared to the first half. See how all that pans out. In the meantime, thanks for watching the Thursday night weather for Weather Geeks. Be careful out there if you're going to be out and about tonight against some slick spots, especially on the side streets, sidewalks, that sort of thing. I'll see you tomorrow night for more Weather Geeks, and be sure to check out my forecast tonight on 21 News at 11 o'clock.